Before I came to Wyckoff Wellness Center, I took him to his pediatrician. I had noticed that he had stopped talking, stopped doing everything. He just would sit in the corner. The pediatrician wrote it off because he had had so many ear infections that it was just his hearing. Had his hearing checked twice. They still kept saying, well, it was because of the ear infections. You know, I really didn't believe it, but I wanted to believe it. By the time he turned 2, when he still wasn't talking, I called up the doctor again. I said, well, I want to discuss this again. I think there is an issue. We went in, saw him again, and that's when he set me up with a neurologist who did MRIs and EEGs and blood work, and basically came, back in and just said, your son's got autism. I think you know that already. And from there, I started researching. We started reading, books on autism. We read a lot of Jenny McCarthy books, who is the one that directed me, actually, in the direction of Dr. Wyckoff. She talked a lot about DAN doctors. Kind of followed along with her steps. I got online, looked up, DAN doctors, autism doctors. Dr. Wyckoff was the one that had the most experience, the most recommendations behind him. So we felt pretty confident we had found the right place to go. We called them up and they got us in within 2 weeks. First of all, the staff was amazing. They got us right back. Most doctors' offices, just the waiting room was a trial with John. He's usually in tears by the time we even get back to see the doctor, but they took us back right away where he could play in the playroom, so he was comfortable. We talked about, some of the things that he could do, some of the tests that they wanted to do. They sent us home with tests for food allergies, which we discovered he was just out of control with food allergies. We had, the heavy metal testing done. We had fecal samples done. We had just a wide variety of testing done. And then we talked about some of the possible treatments and outcomes of some of those tests after they came back. The heavy metal testing, when they did just the hair testing, it showed that there was really no metals in his hair, which you had explained to me that meant he wasn't detoxifying them. There should have been metals in his hair. So they did a chelation test where they ran the chemicals in, and then they tested that, where they discovered he had high amounts of lead, mercury, cadmium, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct, and there was a few other that were very, very high. So they started doing the chelation treatments every 2 weeks, where they come in and they do the IV, and again, the ladies are great with them. They could take a very stressful situation. They've made it just very comfortable for him. Like I said, every week he comes home and he just seems to make so much progress. Every treatment, he just improves. Well, 6 months ago, if somebody would have told me that we would be where we are right now, I wouldn't have believed it. I had no hope 6 months ago. I sat there and cried for days. And it was after the first visit here that I realized that there was something we could do, and that the guys gave us hope where I really didn't have any at that time. And you guys have proven that there is something that can be done. I was raised with a mom as a nurse who always believed in just the medicine, the antibiotics, the this and that. So I never even heard about, really considered the biomedics and the natural treatments before. But now, after I've actually seen what it's done, it's just you have to keep an open mind. Keep an open mind and try it, because anything's worth it. It does work. I think my son's going to have a full college, high school. He's going to make it all the way. I think by the time he's kindergarten age, he's going to be talking up a storm, and he's already talking up a storm. I think he's going to be one of those children that are going to just make it. He's going to make it. The Wyckoff Wellness Center changed my son in so many ways. They have helped him learn to talk. They have helped him learn to look at me. They have brought him back to me. They have shown me that there was a lot of hope in helping him get better. They have given me a whole new child.